What's up, beautiful people? You are welcome back again. It's been a while, okay? Yes, I just want to dive into what I have for you today, and I want to talk about the brief history of the Oyo people. Yes, so actually we saw that Ooni is in Oyo State, in the coronation of the new Oba of Oyo, okay? And for those of us who don't really know the history of the Oyo people, I just want to dive into it, letting us know some things about the Oyo Empire. Yes, so now about the Oyo Empire was one of the most powerful and influential, during the pre-colonial state in what is now southwestern Nigeria. Okay, yes, presently it's known as the southwestern Nigeria, and it was a dominant Yoruba kingdom that flourished between the 15th and the 19th centuries. Okay, yeah, and when we talk about the origins and the formation of the Oyo people, during the 14th to 16th centuries ago, that is before the colonial era. The Oyo Empire was founded by the Oromiyo. Okay, who is Oromiyo, my people? Oromiyo is a legendary Yoruba prince and warrior who was said to be the son of the Oduduwa, the mythical progenitor of the Yoruba people. The Oromiyo established the city of the Oyo, Oyo Ile, like the old Oyo, okay, as the capital of the empire. Initially, Oyo was a small city state among many others, but it began expanding due to strong leadership and military organization. We all know that Oyo people are very strong people because of their leader, the Oromiyo, who happens to be the powerful and a very strong man as at then. Okay, now if you want to talk about the what is it called, the expansion and the peak of them, also from 16th to 17th 50th century, we also discovered that the empire reached its peak between the 17th and the 18th centuries, becoming a regional superpower. Its power was largely based on some of some influence, like a strong cavalry force which was rare in West Africa, efficient political administration, and trade network. In fact, as at that time, they said the Oyo Empire has the most and wonderful efficient political administration that that was into trade, and that the trade network was very very strong and powerful, and also the tribute and the control over surrounding Yoruba and non-Yoruba state. Like as at that time, we all know that the Yoruba kingdom or the Oyo Empire was one of the most powerful and fearful empire that both those who are from the Yoruba state and those who are outside Yoruba always look up to, because of their how strong and powerful Oromiyo was. Yes, because you cannot talk about the Yoruba, the Oyo state, without talking about Oromiyo, who happens to be the most powerful and the most strong leader, okay, who formed the Oyo Empire. The Alaafin was the emperor or king of Oyo. Yes, he was the emperor as at that time, also known as the king, assisted by a powerful council called the Oyo Mercy. Oyo Mercy, who could even force him to commit some things if he lost their confidence or more. In fact, in those days, and these people weren't joking at all. They were joking. How can they say that this Oyo Mercy could even force him to commit by if he lost their confidence? Do you know what that means? It shows how powerful and how strong they were. The Oyo Empire also extended its influence as far as present day Benin Republic and northern part of Yoruba land. Omo, Oyo was heavily involved in the Atlantic slave trade, trading captives with European merchants at the coast. No be small thing o. And also when we want to talk about the, I'm just trying to just brief everything here, just to summarize everything about the formation of the Oyo Empire. Okay, on top of the decline and the fall, okay, the fall and the fall of the Oyo Empire happens in 70 to 1830 centuries ago. What are the reasons why it's a fallout? They say internal power struggles weakened the empire in the late 18th century. Yes, so we all know that there was a whole lot of struggle between different groups, okay, especially when they are actually involved in the slave trade thing. And also, of course, when you had people captives, you don't expect them to just sit down and watch. It will get to a point that these people will have to rise and want to fight for themselves. So in the course of all that, that is the reason why there was a fallout. Okay, yes, there was a fallout. And also revolts by vassal states and civil wars. Politically, the Ilori rebellion, led by a Fulani commander named Afonja, severely established Oyo. Hey, omo, this thing, in fact, e dey shock una the way dey shock me. Okay, now let's go. The rise of the Fulani Jihad in the early 19th century also contributed to this decline, as Ilori became a Fulani emirate and broke away from Oyo control. My people, when we talk, we discover that these people called Fulani, these Fulani herders, which as at that time they were known as the Jihad. Look at what they do. Look at how they fought and they took over the Yoruba land, part of the Yoruba land, who happens to be the Ilori today. Okay, they are just saying that they also contributed to the fallout of the Oyo Empire. Why everything just fall out? Why it wasn't the way it used to be in those days? That this Fulani actually contributed immensely to the fall of the Oyo Empire, making it to just come to level like making it not to be as powerful as it was. Because of course, how do you control, bring everybody together when some people are some land has been taken over by so-called people who call themselves the Fulani Jihad. Okay, in the early 19th century, also contributed to its decline. My people, they said it contributed to its decline, as Ilori became a Fulani emirate and broke away from Oyo control. Oh, my people. See, you can see that, like what is happening presently in Nigeria, if we don't tackle these things well, if our people don't come together, if the Yorubas don't come together, if everyone don't come together and fight these things squarely and fight it head on, my people, see, this one, it go be like African magic. It will be like African magic, that right in our very before, these people want to conquer every state. They want to conquer every state, my people. Now look at me. I didn't even know that this was what happened that made these people to take over Ilori. You see the fallout, and these people succeeded, and today they are there, and they are there forever. How can? Because I've always been thinking of that thing. Of course, I didn't know that this thing was like that, not until I decided to go and go into history. And I see no reason why today history is no longer taught in our schools. Why? Why would they just remove history from our schools, my people? Now look at where we are today. Because of this same people that is causing same problem we are facing in our country. You see the reason why everybody's hands has to be on deck in making sure that these things are being tackled, in making sure that these people are being put where they belong. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, it's still the same story. At the end of the day, we'll still see that we'll still go back to the same where we are coming from. And we don't want to go back to that era again. So that is why I'm calling on our traditional rulers. For those of us who are into, who are in power, like traditional rulers, local government, whoever, whatever quarter you represent, I want also to look at these things squarely, because when these things happen, there won't be anybody that will sit here to be a president. Nobody will come out to say, I want to contest for this, I want to contest for that. Last, it go rob everybody. Last, everybody go chop breakfast. If this thing is not tackled now, if this thing is not taken care of now, that is why all hands has to be on deck to settle this matter. Because this one, when I hear so, it shocked me. See how these people conquered this very land and they took over till today. Do you think that the Oromiyo himself will look back if he's watching? Do you think the man will be happy that these people has come to invade his land and today everything has fallen? The land that he took his time to build, a land that he fought for. Because from history, we all know that Oromiyo happens to be a great traveler, a warrior and a traveler, a conqueror. He was a very strong man. But after he left, what happened? The land that he struggled for, the land that he fought for, today, here we are. Then they said by the 1830th century, the empire collapsed and the capital, Oyo Ile, was abandoned. A new settlement called New Oyo Atiba, was founded. Oh, my people, in fact, this thing I heard now is making me feel so, I don't know.